What's up, traders? We've got a very special video for you today. If you're new to the channel, my name is Austin Silver. Today, we're talking with our team of ASFX coaches, James, Evan, and Tom, all about this craziness going on with MyForexFunds and the funding industry. So if you're wondering what comes next, what should I be doing if I'm a trader who wants to get funded and get paid out, we're going to talk about that in this video. Combined, the four of us have over 15 years of trading experience. So hopefully that helps you make an educated decision going forward. But before we get into the video, I want to let you know, we just dropped the ASFX TV subscription price from $45 per month to $10 per month. So you can watch the four of us trade live every single day, at least twice a day, for literally less than $1 per day. There's a link down in the description to this video for a 3-day free trial. Come check it out. And again, it's only $10 per month now. So it's a no-brainer. You have no reason to not try. Follow along with us, see how we're navigating the live markets, and see how we're moving forward through all of this craziness when it comes to the funding companies. So now that you know about the ASFX TV price change, let's get into the video. All right, boys, we're back. We've got a special video for the gang here. So let's get into it. I want to make this as short and sweet as possible because we've been doing a lot of research. I know, Tom, you dived really deep into this on one of your streams on ASFX TV. So I want to pass the microphone to you first, Tom. Tell us kind of what you really just feel or think about this MyForexFunds situation. What does it shine light on for you? And maybe a little bit about what you're doing going forward and what you're advising some of our guys to do going forward.
Yeah, so for me, honestly, it was just a huge wake-up call. I had most of my eggs in one basket. They were in the MFF basket, and that was obviously not wise in the process of diversifying. But honestly, it's shook the industry a little bit. And the thing that gets me is MFF were one of the companies that I thought were that came across most professional. They didn't really get in any Twitter beef. They weren't like doing any like crazy marketing stunts or anything. They were just going about their business quietly. And now I kind of know why. But the thing that gets me is their model, which is obviously they're taking money from people that are failing and paying out the winning traders. The issue I have is at the minute, there are other firms that are kind of doing that same model. So with the thing that's going on with the CFTC, are other firms going to get dragged through the mud a little bit? It's up and down in the minute. For that reason, I'm just pausing the funding from that perspective for now and just exploring other avenues and what's available to us as retail traders moving forward. And the thing that I'm coming up with is if we can make money in the market and you have a track record, I truly believe and have believed this for a long time that if you can make 15 to 20 to 25% a year for years in a row, getting hold of capital is not going to be the difficult part of this journey. The difficult part is learning the skill. Once you've mastered that, getting hold of capital will be easier. So for me now moving forward, it's about building that track record and just proving that I can make money consistently year over year and try and find other ways to get investments from maybe private investors, maybe getting some more qualifications to manage other people's money, etc. So I can expand that view and have different ways of generating trading capital.
I love that. I think that's really, really good advice. And I think most people listening probably are thinking in the same boat. So now let me go to Ev. Ev, what do you think? I'm sure you agree with Tom as well. So what do you think about some of these firms changing the wordage on their website and things like that to simulated money, simulated payouts? Is that going to keep them safe? Is that something we should trust? Like, what's your feeling when you see that?
Yeah, they're all changing that. I honestly don't know, but in terms of me, I don't have a problem with them paying from the people losing. I always figured that. I mean, if 90% are failing, even 80, they're going to have an overflow of that. That's how they're going to probably pay most of their traders that are winning, just from the people that are losing the challenges. And that's why for the longest time, there was a time limit. It's like, yeah, they want the people to fail. The more people that fail, the more money they have to pay out. So I was fine with that just because I was able to pass. If I couldn't pass, then it'd be pretty upsetting of like, oh, they're just using me to pay these other guys. But I think it's seeing the terminology change. It is probably all their lawyers told them to do that. Yeah. But are they safe just because I'm doing that? I doubt it, because there's still the whole back end and they're going to go into their business and see how they actually operate it. And are they paying the same way MyForexFunds did? So I'm not sure.
Tell us in the comments, everybody. Yeah. I'm curious with the people watching. Do you think putting the word simulated in their website and in their wordage makes them safe? Because James, I'll go to you now. You were the one that was funded first out of the four of us. I followed your lead into it. And I remember talking to you about this. And I said, James, why do I want to do this when they're taking money from people that are failing to pay out the people that are successful? And I can understand why the CFTC says that's kind of like a Ponzi scheme. You're taking from Peter to pay Paul. So you can see that, where I think the funding companies are going to argue and say, well, this is just a new business model where people are failing and we're also paying people out that are successful. So maybe the simulated wordage does help them. But for someone like you, James, who has been funded for the longest, what is your take on all of this? Do you think that it's just about being diversified, like Tom said? Do you think it's about being with a company that's trying to stay up on the proper wordage on their website? Like, what is your opinion on this?
It's football season. Everybody's excited, but you're probably paying like 40 to 50, maybe 60 bucks a month through YouTube TV or Dish TV or NFL Season Pass, whatever it's called, just to watch the games, right? Well, for $10 a month, you can come watch me and other full-time traders live all week long. London session and New York session. Again, you're paying 50 bucks a month to watch football that brings you really no financial return. You probably lose your sports bets while you're watching, or you could come pay, you could come pay $10 a month. So during the week, you can be learning, making money, and really being a part of live trading with experienced traders. That's what we want to bring to the community with this ASFX TV product, and we would love to have you join us. So click the link down below, take the 3-day free trial, check it out, again, totally free, and you'll see it's more than worth the $10 a month, and then you'll be able to enjoy your NFL games and your ASFX TV streams.
So I was first funded with a company called FTMO. Probably shouldn't have neglected them as much and gone for the Twitter beef accounts, prop firms. But I think just what I'm going to be looking for now is professionalism in this space. I'm going to go with a company that has a track record that's been around for many, many years. And again, no company lasts forever. It's not like this company's going to be around in 2000 years. So it's like nothing lasts forever. But I think what I'm just going to do is continue to work on my edge as a trader. So I want to bring up something about this incident that happened. And I think a lot of traders, I'm not going to name names, but one of them was saying that every single time he was one of the traders that got screwed. Every single trade, my stop loss got tighter. And I think that's a bunch of baloney. That's an excuse to say that you're failing accounts. I mean, you got people here, us four, that were making money trading on MyForexFunds. So just because they were screwing with the stop losses, maybe yes, on some trades and when you're trading into news and that, but man, I was still getting paid out. Like nothing affected me. I was still making money and getting paid out from them. So don't use that as a crutch to say, well, that's what stuffed up my trading. If you have the skill and you have the ability to trade, there's going to be many, many people, whether that's prop firms, whether that's private funds, whether that's other sources of private equity are going to back you if you can get yourself a track record. So I've put myself in a place now where I'm actually building myself a track record now as well. So I've been trading private equity for many, many years now, but not necessarily building a track record. I also wasn't keeping all my eggs in the broker, like in case something happened with the broker, which is quite tough now, but I've started to open up a little bit of a small account in terms of building a track record. So that's what I'm focused on now. And Tom, as well, I know we've been speaking in the London sessions together, but I think, yeah, the biggest thing taking out from this is you've got to focus on what you can control. I can't control which business is going to go down next and whatever. All I can control is me trading. And yes, obviously, I had a nice payout with MyForexFunds that I was going to get paid out with. And it's kind of a kick in the balls, particularly because it's also like other potential payouts that I was going to get as well. So it's to sit here and say that it didn't affect me is lying, because I started this month down 2.5%, just wasn't in the right headspace. But I actually just came back and was like, I can't control that. All I can control is my actions on the desk, and in the future, is this going to matter in 3 months' time, 3 years' time? Probably not. Like, you just got to put it behind you and continue focusing on what you can control.
Do you guys think, looking back on it, because in total, we're probably over $1 million in funding from MyForexFunds. Do you think we approached it too professionally? I'll go to you first, Tom. Do you think we took it too professionally, where we should have been buying these challenges, getting max payouts, failing a bunch of them just to try to squeeze them dry?
No, I don't think we approached it too professionally.
Because you know what I'm saying, right? Where some of these guys we've had on the podcast.
I get what you're saying. So you're saying some people would literally say they'd buy 3 challenges. We're just going to go full bore. Let's get a 40K payout and then just smash and grab. Whereas we were like you say, just trying small, consistent profits, gains. I think we were definitely going in with the mindset of longer term ambitions and goals and building it up slowly and stuff and thinking years and years ahead. And we didn't want to be failing loads of challenges and paying a load of money out to get fail 8 to pass 2 and make a load of dough. That wasn't our strategy. But there's so many different ways to trade. Some people trade in trend, some trade mean reversion. Like there's so many different ways you can approach trading. There's so many different ways you can approach prop trading. And it was whatever you felt right for you and what worked for you. And I think a lot of us chose the slow and steady route, small gains, snagging and bagging, and just keep getting them payouts. Whereas some people, like you say, were quite happy just blowing up. And so I don't regret any of the way that any of us have approached it, because we went
built
with
the right
mindset
habits
that's going to keep us in the game for years. And that's
100%.
Yeah, but that is a good point you bring up, Austin, because it is like people do with the challenge, like I'll buy 10, maybe that's $5,000. If I could just make a payout of $5,000, I've made it back.
It's just math. It's just
like
math.
we're just taking no, let's buy one challenge and then we'll stack another one on top later on. But like some people, like they'll try to pass the challenge in a day. Okay, there goes $500, no big deal.
We just had a guy on the podcast like that, right, James? We just sat with that guy, Rich just did the same thing, exactly that.
I want to say, and I got, as Tom said, there's many ways to approach things, but just from my point of view, in terms of longevity and actually trading of real live personal capital for a fund, if you're trading private, you can't go down 10% and hit the reset button. No, put me back to break even. No. Or you can't do that. You're down 10%. So when you're managing real money, there's no, oh, sorry, let me just take 2 trades, 5% each. I blew them. Now just $500, new challenge. There's none of that. And there's no hate to anything like that. That if you're making your money, I don't care how you're making your money, but it's just not how I want to do it, right? In terms of future, and I see myself as potentially managing, millions of dollars one day in a professional environment. There's no going down 10% and then going, sorry, can you please put me back at break even? They're not going to.
So you just want to avoid those habits completely.
Exactly, because I don't think that it's conducive to longevity in the markets. Yes, you might get lucky for 1 or 2 years or 3 years even, but as soon as like the markets turn and those home runs that you're normally going for aren't working, it's not going to work.
Could we say this is the difference between trading at prop versus trading with a funding company? If you're trying to get a payout from a funding company, which is what we're talking about, MyForexFunds is not a prop firm, it's a funding company. If you're trying to do that, maybe this approach like Rich and some of these other guys, Omar, and like that, we've seen them do very well, that can work. But like we just said, if you were doing this at SMB, bro, you're off the desk. Like you're just gone. You're gone.
A lot of these companies that I've been looking like hedge funds and things like that, they have performance related fees. So they only get paid out when they're continuing to make higher profits, and they don't get paid out until they make new equity highs.
There you go.
So you have to be very, very aware of your drawdown, because you're not getting paid until you get back past that previous high.
Maybe the prop firm space and the funding company space has been a net positive overall because it's introduced people to the trading. But I think in some senses, it has built people to have bad habits when it comes to trying to manage private money. So I think that's a great point. But at the foundation of that, what we said at the beginning, I think is the most important thing. Tom mentioned it. You have to have the skill, which is why we made this video today, everybody. We want you to come to ASFX TV and check out what we're doing. Watch us trade live. Again, combined over 15 years of trading experience now. Like you can't really find what we offer anywhere else, which is why we talk about it and we push it so hard. Now we've dropped the price because we want this to be a no-brainer for people from Pakistan to California. We want everyone to have the opportunity to come in and see what it is like to be a professional trader. And let's just talk about that for 2 minutes, guys. Being a professional trader, that does not mean you take trades every day. That does not mean you make money every day. It means you follow proven processes. It means you have a systematic approach. It means you have discipline and focus. These are the characteristics that a lot of you guys listening are lacking. And that is why you are struggling even to stay funded and see payouts from these simulated funding companies. So what we want to push across in ASFX TV is not just calling winning trades and having you guys follow along in some of those, but we want you to see what it's like to be a full-time trader, to be a professional in this business, the documentation, the trading analysis, the feedback from other traders, the constant improvement that we're all looking for. And I would just say Tom does a great job of this on his streams. He really shows people in detail with 7 different timeframes, 5 different timeframes, how he breaks down just one trade. So I think if you're looking to find a systematic, a proven approach, and just an overall more professional way of trading, ASFX TV is where you guys should be. So we really want everyone listening, if you watch this far into this video, we're not going to run it much longer. Please come try us. Check out the 3-day free trial, and then it's $10 for your first month. And every month after that, it's a no-brainer, right, guys? I mean, like for $10 a month, imagine if when you guys got started, take me out of the picture because you guys were all in ASFX. Take that out of the picture. Imagine if you could have just watched a professional trader live every day. How much faster would you have learned, right?
Yeah, I think for me, the biggest value and the thing that I point out on my streams every day is it gives people a platform to ask questions. I describe my sessions as people's personal coaching sessions. They get to stand in there and just ask me questions and get direct feedback on their markups, their ideas, their their psychological issues from the previous day. Ask me that. When have you struggled with FOMO? And I can give you an answer of that. Not only do we share it with you and you get the benefit, you're also helping out everybody else that's watching the stream as well. And I think that's what I really like to do on mine and push forward more than anything, is we're all helping the community together.
100%. And even like and I watched Evan's stream the other day, he was walking through some of the ideas he was looking at. And in the live chat on ASFX TV, people were saying, Ev, how would you see this? How would you see that? So they get his take to compare it to their own. But like you just said, Tom, then there's other people who are sitting there silent, probably wondering the same thing. But now because there's this community, this sense of like openness, they're comfortable to ask it and they're going to get that answer too, you know?
Yeah, I've always agreed with that. But then we also used to say, like, even if it was like 100 a month, 1,000 a month, if we can just call out one trade like we all do on our streams, if you take that trade with us and you make it back. But then it was this week, I think Tuesday, where it was the opposite of like, I called out a trade that don't take, like, I don't like this. Like,
yes,
you're going to get sucked into this loser. So then I didn't make you money, but I saved you money, which could just then pay for this. So it works both ways like that. But I agree with Tom the most of like the questions, the feedback, and like just the decision making. Like, even if you're just watching how I'm operating, like for the hour, like, oh, he's like always doing something. He's not just sitting there on his phone on Twitter. Like, he's doing something to make decisions.
Not even that. You're not just in trades all the time either, bro. You're doing markups, like you're looking for new information. You're not. Yeah. Again, that's a great point. It's a great point. I love that. I love that. Okay, boys, let's pause here. This has been great. We forgot to mention on ASFX TV, James will also take his shirt off, rub his bald head, and he'll be sitting in a Speedo. So if you were looking for that, we have that for you too. I promise. James will take care of you. But for now, we'll put a pin in this.
While trading stocks.
Exactly. While trading stocks now. Exactly. So we want to know from you guys, what are you doing when it comes to this funding company craziness? Tell us in the comments. And also, we, of course, want you to come check out ASFX TV. There's a link in the description for that. We appreciate you guys following and staying up to date with us. Make sure you're subscribed here on the YouTube channel. We've got podcasts every week, a ton of new videos coming now, free tutorials from me and the boys here. So subscribe so you don't miss any of that. Good luck with your funding process. And boys, thank you for the time. See you, everybody.